The story begins with a girl named Angelina and a 34-year-old man named Jeff, who have been chatting online for quite some time. After weeks of talking, they finally decided to meet in person at a coffee shop. Jeff shows up a little late, but Angelina doesn't seem to mind. The moment he arrives, Jeff starts flirting with her, fully aware that she is much younger than him. But Angelina isn't shy either. Her thoughts and the way she talks actually surprise Jeff. During their conversation, she tells him that besides studying, she also works as an intern at her father's clinic. While sitting there, Angelina notices a green t-shirt she really likes, but she doesn't have enough money to buy it. Wanting to impress her, Jeff purchases the t-shirt and gives it to her as a gift. Angelina is clearly impressed. As they continue talking, they share more about themselves. Angelina mentions a recent music concert she really wanted to attend but couldn't. Jeff tells her that he actually has the CD of that concert. Hearing this, Angelina gets super excited and says she wants it right away. But Jeff explains it's at his house. Angelina immediately agrees to go with him, though Jeff hesitates, saying she's still too young to come over. Angelina, however, knows exactly how to impress him. She puts on the gifted t-shirt right in front of him, which instantly convinces Jeff. He takes her outside, where she notices his car. Seeing it, Angelina becomes thrilled. It's her favorite model. At that moment, Jeff leans down and kisses her on the leg, something that excites her even more. Both of them head toward the house. Soon, they enter, and it's a lavish place. Jeff explains that he's a magazine photographer and quite skilled at his work. The walls of his home are covered with photos of young women he has shot. Among them is a girl named Jenna, with whom Jeff once had a relationship. Talking about her makes him emotional. Jeff offers Angelina a glass of water, but she refuses, saying she only likes to eat and drink things she prepares herself. So she goes to the kitchen and makes drink for both of them. They drink together. Later, Angelina asks him if he will take her photos too. Jeff refuses, saying modeling isn't child's play. Hearing this, Angelina takes off her jacket and says, "Now click them." Finally, he gives in to her insistence. But suddenly, Jeff begins to feel unwell and collapses to the floor. Sometime later, when he opens his eyes, he finds his hands and feet tied. Standing in front of him is Angelina, smiling at him. Jeff asks what all this is about. He thinks it's a joke. But Angelina replies, "This is no joke. I know your truth, what you hide behind that innocent face." Jeff insists again, "I know you're just joking. Untie me. My hands are hurting." According to Angelina, Jeff had been targeting girls for years, taking indecent photos of them. Some of those photos were even in his house. Hearing this, Jeff began shouting. But Angelina told him it was useless. All his neighbors were away and wouldn't be back for days. When Jeff heard that, he shouted even louder, slowly realizing that his past deeds were being uncovered. Angelina then revealed she had been preparing for this moment for months. She had chatted with him using two accounts. In one she claimed to be older, and in the other much younger. Jeff had shown interest only in the younger profile. Jeff kept denying it, saying, "That's not true. I'm an honest man." But Angelina refused to believe him. She was convinced she knew the truth, though nothing concrete had been shown yet. She dragged him into another room and began opening drawers in front of him, searching for something that would confirm her suspicion. But there was nothing there. Jeff tried once again, insisting, "Whatever you're thinking isn't true. Maybe someone has turned you against me. I only take photos of models." But Angelina wasn't willing to listen. She had researched Jeff for years, and she trusted her findings. She hated men like him, men who, in her view, didn't care about background or morality, only their desires. In recent years, many girls had disappeared, and Angelina was convinced Jeff was responsible. She just needed solid proof. During her search, she came across some letters, ones Jenna had sent Jeff before their breakup, which he had kept safe all this time. Up until this point, she even felt a little sympathy for him. But when she checked his laptop, she discovered that he had downloaded some photos. Yet, when she searched for them, they were nowhere to be found. That struck her as very strange. Looking at Jeff's nervous face, Angelina realized he was definitely hiding something. So she searched the entire house again, combing through every corner. Apart from finding a gun, which Jeff claimed he kept only for protection, she discovered nothing. Then Angelina's eyes fell on a stone heart piece. When she lifted the stone, her suspicion was confirmed. Underneath was a hidden locker, which could very well hold all of Jeff's darkest secrets. But how could she open it? At that moment, Jeff tried to manipulate her emotionally. He told her, "I know nobody loves you, but I do. That's why I brought you here. If you want, we can live here peacefully together." But Angelina wasn't going to fall into his trap so easily. Suddenly, she remembered his logs. She guessed it must be related to his ex. Angelina tried every possible date she could think of, but none of them worked. Finally, when she entered the date of his first intimate encounter, the locker opened. Inside, she found several CDs, along with some photographs of Donna. Yes, Donna was the same girl whose missing poster we had seen at the cafe in the beginning. In reality, she had been one of Angelina's closest friends. When she asked Jeff about her, he claimed that he had only met her once at the cafe. He said he took her photo, but never saw her again. Angelina pressed him, asking, "If that's true, then why do you still have her picture, hidden away so carefully?" Jeff had no answer. Instead, he resorted to force. He kicked her hard, sending her sprawling across the room. Taking advantage of the moment, he staggered into his bedroom, grabbed his gun, and came back out. But Angelina wasn't there. Jeff frantically searched the house, calling out for her. Suddenly, she appeared behind him and slammed a plastic sheet over his face. Jeff gasped and struggled as his breathing was cut off, and within seconds, he collapsed unconscious. But now, when his eyes opened again, he found himself strapped to a stretcher, his body bare, vulnerable. Yes, Angelina was now ready to leave him with scars he would never forget. Still, she gave him one more chance. She asked about Donna, but Jeff said nothing, refusing to admit what had happened to her. Angelina had already written a letter to General, describing everything she had found in Jeff's locker and exposing all of his dark secrets. She hadn't sent it yet, but it was ready. During this tense moment, Jeff even tried to threaten her, saying that if she hurt him, she would regret it. He warned that she could go to prison, but Angelina shot back coldly. "Imagine if the truth comes out. All those missing girls, and your name tied to them. Do you know what punishment you'd face?" Jeff had no reply. Angelina then took her next step, torturing him until Jeff broke down completely. Tears streamed down his face as he begged, pleading desperately, "Please don't do this. I'm begging you." But Angelina told him coldly to think about all those girls he had wronged. She said after today, he wouldn't even be capable of hurting anyone again. Her words made Jeff break into a cold sweat. He begged for his life, crying out for mercy. But Angelina calmly placed a bag of boiling water over his private parts. Jeff screamed in agony, writhing uncontrollably, while Angelina remained completely unfazed. In fact, she simply walked upstairs to the roof for a walk. There, a woman from the neighboring house spotted her, though Angelina herself had no idea she had been seen. When she came back inside, Jeff was still trembling and writhing in pain. This time he confessed. He said if she freed him, he would go to the police and admit everything. But Angelina wasn't convinced. She demanded that before anything else, he send the letter she had written to General. At this, Jeff screamed louder. In response, Angelina fixed a camera in the corner of the room and prepared to start surgery on him while he was still alive. Jeff shrieked in terror, denying once again when she asked about the missing girls. But Angelina had no plans to let him die easily. She forced some water into his mouth, making him drink. Confused and broken, Jeff asked why she was treating him this way. Why give him water if she only wanted him to suffer? Angelina smirked and answered coldly, "Because when people see you after this, they should pity you," whispering that Jeff is no man at all. Her words made him snap. Jeff raged helplessly, but Angelina just left him tied and screaming while she went to take a shower. But friends, here came the twist. In her absence, Jeff managed to loosen the ropes around his wrist. Finally, he freed himself. He immediately grabbed the phone to call the police, but then he stopped. No, he didn't want the police involved. He wanted to kill her himself. Picking up a surgical knife, Jeff marched toward the bathroom. But when he opened the door, she wasn't there. Angelina already knew he was coming. So once again, she attacked him from behind and knocked him unconscious. When he opened his eyes for the third time, Jeff found himself hanging from the kitchen ceiling. Outside, Angelina was erasing every trace of her presence from the house, one by one. She even called General, pretending to be a police officer, and told her to come immediately. After that, she went back to Jeff and said she had an offer for him. If you jump from this chair right now, I won't tell anyone. At that moment, Jeff was trapped in a noose. Suddenly, someone came to the gate. It was the same neighbor who had seen Angelina on the roof earlier. She asked if everything was all right. Angelina lied, saying she was Jeff's niece and that everything was fine. Hearing this, the neighbor left. When Angelina came back inside, Jeff attacked her. He grabbed her by the throat, but Angelina somehow managed to free herself and escaped. Now Jeff was completely free and rage filled his head. He wanted to kill her at any cost. He grabbed a large knife and went up to the roof. But Angelina was already there, waiting with a gun. They faced each other. Angelina was scared, but she had no fear of death anymore. If she died, she would accept it. But if she killed Jeff, she would feel proud of herself. Just then, General arrived and kept calling Jeff's name over and over. Hearing this, Jeff grew restless because if he went to her, all of his secrets would be exposed. Angelina reminded him of her offer again. If you take this rope right now and jump, I promise I'll never reveal your truth to anyone. Jeff stayed silent for a while. Finally, he admitted that Donna was dead, but claimed that a man named Aaron was behind it. He said, if you want revenge, take it on him. Just set me free. Then Jeff said that both of them could find Aaron together. Hearing this, Angelina replied, that's exactly what he told me the last time we met. Now Jeff realized the truth. Aaron was already dead. He was the one who had told Angelina everything about Jeff. That's why she had planned all of this. Jeff was completely trapped. So, he put the rope around his own neck and jumped from the floor. But in his final moments, as he was gasping for breath, Angelina rushed toward him and said, I lied to you. I will expose all of your crimes to the entire world. She wanted him to suffer even more before dying. Finally, she quietly walked out of the house, and the story ended with this chilling scene.